Hey guys, Blockchain Patriot here, just coming at you with a quick video. I just want to talk about the crypto market. A lot of people continue to look at this market and compare it to traditional markets. And I'll just give you a bit of background. I've been a financial coach, mentor, personal development coach for many, many years, working with many families and business owners. And it's true that market cap makes up some formulation when it comes to evaluating assets, but the truth is that with digital assets, market cap really doesn't come into play when we're talking about tokens that are utilitized. And so when you have utility tokens, their value is actually based on what they're comprised of, what they transfer in terms of worth. So if they're moving money, all of the world's money, tokenizing all of the world's assets, that's what gives them value. The market cap is something that happens, not something that is and then gives value. And so a lot of people are confused about that. I talk to people all the time, and people can't wrap their head around how big this financial shift is. And when you think about it, okay, you need to do your own research. You just can't take investment advice or make decisions based on the sentiment or the negativity of others. Thinking that this digital age is not going to be big truly is like believing the automobile won't replace the horse and buggy. And if email, right, didn't come into play, then it wouldn't have replaced how we do things today with regards to transfer of information and keeping in touch with people across the world. It happens in seconds, unlike traditional mail services that happened in days, weeks, or months, depending where you're going. So you really have to think this is going to be so much bigger than a lot of people can even fathom. Put this into perspective. The numbers being put out that most of you think are way too high. And I'll just use a couple of tokens out there. Let me just use things like Cardano or XRP or XLM or any of these tokens that are going to be utility. A lot of people think, oh, $10 or 20 or 50 or 100 or 1,000, that those are big numbers. The reality is, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. This is so much bigger. Unfortunately, most people are going to miss this because they're listening to everybody else. Look at how little of the world are actually invested in this space. Think about how the internet came out, and many said, no one's going to buy a computer. Now look around. 6-year-olds wandering around with a mobile computer at their waist at all times, right? You've got people wearing watches that are literal computers. When the internet launched, did anybody believe that was going to be possible? In fact, I'll bet most people said it's not possible. No one's ever going to spend money on these things. Never mind replace your phone every couple of years for the tune of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 some cases, all right? People spend a lot of money, and I'm not saying $2,000 per phone. I'm saying over the course of a few years, they're spending that kind of money. And when you look at this whole thing, it is so much bigger. All right. You really need to do your own research. The reality is that there's so many things at play. If I gave you a couple examples, right, it would just blow your mind. Electricity, for instance, okay, it's never going to replace, say, oil lamps, right? How about the word processor, right? It's never going to replace the typewriter. Email, like I said, is never going to replace the letter mail. Online payments won't replace paper payments. Okay. Video calls. Remember back in 2020 when all of a sudden video calls became a huge thing? I can remember a long time ago, this company named ACN came out and they were trying to push video calling through a actual landline. And, it was voice over, I can't remember the actual term, but voiceover technology. And people really didn't take it and run with it. But the reality is eventually it evolved and became what we now call Zoom. Okay, or GoToMeeting or Google Meets or whatever else. And you can see that by me pointing this out, these are all things that people didn't think would ever come to fruition. The internet really was a big thing, but what we're talking about here is all of the money, the entire financial system. Think about when internet came out. Did the people who first got involved in internet think that the majority of people would have a side hustle online? Selling products and services worldwide online? No, they didn't think about that. But think about the infrastructure. Did they think that we'd be streaming videos online? Did you think that you'd actually be able to have 4K technology streamed to your TV, right? Within seconds? These are the things that I'm talking about. And so many people need to do the research. So I just wanted to quickly introduce again, this channel is meant to get you to think outside the box. This channel is meant for me to share some of what I think. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not telling you what tokens you should or shouldn't purchase. I'm just telling you, you need to start looking at this thing bigger. If you care about the future and you care about what you and your family might have, this is the time to start doing your research. These things are going to happen whether you believe it or not. These things are coming whether you're ready or not. The industries, the corporate conglomerates that are behind this, the global banking system, these companies and entities don't care if you believe this is going to happen. They don't care. They don't need your approval either. This is coming whether you're ready or not. And I'm just trying to share some information. I've been sharing information for the past 3 or 4 years as I've been learning this space for myself. Again, I do have a financial background. I am not giving financial advice with this, but I do think it's important people start to think outside the box, start looking into these products and some of these projects, right? There's a lot of things that are connecting behind the scenes and people aren't paying attention. So this is Blockchain Patriot concluding our very first video. If you've watched, please take an opportunity to like and subscribe. I am going to be putting out videos every single week. My goal is to just help people think different, get different results in life, and get to where they want to go. Enjoy. We'll see you on the next one.